Welcome, Ed. Welcome. Hope you're having a good evening. All is well on your side of the world, I hope. Hope your Wednesday is treating you well. Just getting some things set up here. Gonna try some ShapeLab again, the sculpting program. But before I get started, what I want to do, I wanted to see if I might be able to set up some quick keys, make this a little more. See if I can set up some specific keys to help me out here. I use this little device that I use it for. Hey, John, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope all is well on your side of the world, by which I mean Chicago, where we both reside. You're using all of them. Thank you, John. How things been? How's the Kickstarter life treating you? I'm excited. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm excited. I was very thankful. I was on standby if the one with the Vanderbilt cover. I was like, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in and drop some money to make sure that happens. But I was really happy to see it made it there. You know how to do Kickstarter right. You push. I'm excited. I mean, I'm glad to see indie comics. There's this whole thing going on right now with how bad the gaming, scene is, AAA gaming. I like to help. I didn't this time. I didn't have to this time. You and your the Twitter, the social media sharing machine worked. I just like to be there just in case. It's very fortunate. I don't think you can change quick keys in ShapeLabs, unfortunately. I better look this up. You can't tell me what to do with my. You can't tell me what to do with my own money. If I want another Argyle plush, I'll take it. I will buy it. Damn you! I love it. I gotta take a picture, but he's up there with the Cuddly Kaiju. A couple other things that I got. Like, it's weird. I guess I collect plushes in a sense, but it's funny because my assortment of them is so kind of weird. Because I got the Cuddly Kaiju that you actually turned me on to. I got the comic book, which is pretty cool, but it was funny. A buddy of mine, my buddy Mike, who comes by and helps, sometimes streams with me, he saw some of those guys and was like, "That's a cool looking guy," and I was like, "He is, isn't he?" But yeah, he's here with my Dusa from Hades, the best girl in Hades, by the way. My wife collects them too. Like, she has a whole friggin' pile. I like to buy weird ones. I have an Electrogore from Kaiju Max. That was pretty cool. Argyle fits nice. Like, he fits nice and nicely between all that. Hey, Captain. How are we tonight? Hope all is well. I'm just working on getting some stuff set up with Shape Labs. I'm still trying to get the hang of it. Ooh, nice. You get a new that was someone else's icon. Did you get one for gaming or anything specific, or just a standard upgrade? Okay, let's see if I can get Shape Labs up and running here. Now, is it actually working is the question. Oh, hey, cool. All right. Nice. Last time I tried to run this for gaming and art mostly. Good reason to have a computer. Cool. Last time I tried to do this, for some reason it wouldn't, like, I had to like just do a display capture, and I hate doing that because then I always get like I don't have anything on my computer. It's mostly just my games and stuff. But it just feels weird knowing that they're just watching my entire computer screen. So if I actually scroll through down, they'll be like, "What icons you got down there? This clown, this clown barely uses his taskbar. What a doofus." Nice. Is there a particular game you've been eyeballing? I know I've been eyeballing upgrading my computer. I have been wanting to... Let's see. Oh, you know what? I should probably post that I'm streaming, huh? That would probably be smart. Streaming is good to post that I'm streaming. Ring racers. I always wanted to try that. I always wanted to try and make... I saw some people put their OCs in there, and I thought that was fun. I'm always down to give a kart racer a try. I gotta try Mario 64 co-op. Like I said, I'm in that minority of people who think that's the best. That's still the best 3D platformer on the N64. But I know the co-op looks like it's a lot of fun, and I know Marcus was showing off that he got Fumi put in there, and I wanted to see who I could hit up. I think I know somebody I could hit up to see if I can get them to maybe make a Luna one. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I want to do that eventually. I do think it's funny though, because I'm like the same way where I'll buy I want to get a brand new computer, but then I'm realizing like 90%. Yeah, I think we're thinking of the same person. I know them because I think they're the same one who made Marcus's, and I was gonna hit them up. I'd love to pay them, but I know they don't have a payment set up. But I mean, I can pay an art. I just always like to offer if I can, you know. But I get it. Payment means can be a funky thing. Send this out, and then I'm gonna get started. I don't know what I'm gonna sculpt yet, but we'll try some stuff. Free idiot. Actually, Usa, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to pick your brain for a moment if you got time. This Carnivores game you're talking about, what's that all about? That looks pretty cool. That looks like some interesting kind of old school jank. But I guess they have like an HD thing going. That looked pretty neat. Also, I did actually watch your Sagan Hawks video that you sent me. That was pretty cool. I tried watching some of his other videos and I couldn't really get into them, but they were pretty neat. It was pretty cool. Okay. So again, I don't know what exactly I'm going to be sculpting tonight, but I'm going to be smarter this time and not accidentally... It's an old hunting simulator. Okay. No, they're not boobs. Settle down, everybody. I need to make a Picardo if I want to start doing not safe for work. I saw that. It looked kind of cool. Is it cooperative by chance? You hunt dinosaurs and I can also hunt you? That's pretty cool. I was... Neat. Looks like it's significantly better than 3D Shark Hunter, which was a game I always remember being terrified of the cover of because it's like a big, scary, you know, neat. See, everyone's lamenting... Yeah, again, indie studios and your home coders and all that, or everyone, are going to be the they're going to be the heroes of the world. Okay. So I'm still new to Shape Labs, but I do have a little bit of knowledge thanks to Nomad Sculpt. Oh, I found it. I saw your post and I grew very curious. Oh, I'm no stranger to modding. Part of the reason I love having, you know, Steam and stuff like that is it's... can make like a Mario monster or something, but I have an idea I want to try. I'm just struggling. Oh, size. That would make sense. Duh. Oh, too big! I'm learning all my axes and stuff. I had to pull myself away from fights in tight spaces earlier. Yeah, I mean I love stuff like that. You know, where studios kind of drop the ball. Your modders save the day. I always think of the infamous case of the guy who discovered that Alien Colonial Marines was terrible because of like one particularly bad, like a simple line of code that could have been adjusted. I hate Gearbox so much. Neat. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Like, I never got into Borderlands, but I understood the appeal of it. But as time has gone on, I've just kind of grown to hate that franchise. Mostly because of Randy Pitchford, you know? Like, it has nothing to do with really anything the franchise has done. I just look at it and I think of Randy Pitchford and I get mad. I'm still baffled by the the Borderlands movie. Like, what a dumb idea. Like, what were they expecting? I just want to know. Like, were they expecting this to actually be good? It's like another one of those things. Like, what goes through the minds of people during making a movie like Madam Web, for example? Like, do you think there are people, like, sitting there thinking, like, no, this is going to be really good. You guys are doubting me. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, Jacob, how are you? Yes, welcome. Relax, take it easy. We are hanging out as I fumble about in Shape Labs and try to sculpt myself like a weird monster guy. I don't think I'll be able to do it for All Monsters Attack, but I have a friend who has a 3D printer. Good. And yeah, you shouldn't. You told me about it, not to put your business out there, but buddy, I can count the... I can't even count the number of times I have missed something and just felt like garbage because of it, like a simple work meeting or something. Believe you me, man, it helps. And I know it's hard to just think, I was stupid. I just yesterday at work, I helped this guy. I felt like such a dummy because I screwed up something. But, you know, you kind of live and learn after a point. But I'm glad. Take it easy, relax, enjoy yourself. We are just hanging out. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that's on the agenda. I always like to find more games. Well, I still got Dino Crisis 2 I need to stream at some point. Now that one, I'm sure that one's less scary. That one is more of a... That one's more of an action game. That's why I personally prefer it to the first one. Yeah, live and learn. You know, it's more than just a pretty cool song in a Sonic game. Yeah. Well, I hope you can take it easy and relax. Like I said, indulge yourself when you can, right? We gotta find our time to be ourselves. Oh yeah. Jeez, I've missed appointments doing that. I'll be fine. Oh no, traffic is really not working for me here. Me going to take someone to a psychiatric appointment and then suddenly a train gets stopped and it's like, why? Pulling Florida from Good Times. Damn! 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 That is a reference to the sitcom Good Times, which, despite its name, was not fully made up of good times. Oh God, welcome to my life. I've lived next to a train most of my life. It wears on you. That's why it's ironic that my friend Eric works on the railroad. I'm like, you best be keeping those trains running on time so I don't have to deal with this nonsense. Now, can I do this invert? Oh. The place where I work is surrounded by trains on all ends. It is a nightmare. And there's a train station nearby, so there's usually a train stopped. Thankfully, one of them is a Metra, so they tend to move quickly. But, you know, there's no guarantee there. Now, I'm trying to think here. Is there a way... It probably is. I just gotta look it up. Sorry, I gotta look a little something up still. Ugh, I don't need all this. I just need an answer. Yeah, it used to be worse here. Like, with I think actually a formal thing was kind of lodged to tell them, hey, you want to not lay on your horn at like 10 o'clock at night when everyone's trying to sleep or like get settled in. It's really annoying. Yeah, you want to not do that? That'd be great. Alright, I'm trying to find the setting here. Though, actually, what might be an idea instead... Okay, yeah, hold on. We might have an idea here to make this even easier. Not quite, but we're getting there. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to... Hold on. Maybe a cylinder? Oh, wait. Maybe if I turn off... Yes. No. Yeah, there's got to be a function that I am missing here to let me... like... put this down flat. I can see why using this in 3D is probably like their preferred thing. Oh, hold on. Like I can kind of see now why. Ah! Let me see if there's anything here. Oh, I can actually do this really quick. I actually picked up the new RoboCop game. Oh, hey, Angus. Mac. How are you? No. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of throwing shapes here. Sorry, I'm still getting used to having two chats going. Hope you and Tatum are doing well. I'm just kind of making like weird monsters and stuff. I've only tinkered with this 3D nonsense, but it's kind of fun. Good. Curly Howard, make some sort of grotesque Curly Howard. Curly, you know what? You know, the creepypasta, the kids, I don't think, the creepypasta's fallen off. I think we can make an analog horror series about, I think we could totally make an analog horror series about the Three Stooges. Like someone finds like an old Three Stooges VHS tape and they start to slowly find themselves just doing weird curly things throughout the day. Today I got fired from work for calling my boss a chowderhead. I don't know why it came out. He didn't even do anything. I have this horrifying urge now. I quit my job and now I'm a plumber. But already I'm planning on quitting that job to become a carpenter and to become a detective the next day. Ugh. Your hair starts turning into a bowl cut. Or I suppose your stooge of choice. You know, that's about the one thing I can say I'm okay with my hair thing, and is like, well, at least I can finally just lean into being like curly at times. I already make the noise in reaction. Yeah, when you have when you're overtaken by the Stooge, so the Stooge is gonna be my creepypasta character. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do something stupid. Okay, hold up. I gotta see if I can draw this out. we're gonna creepypasta the Three Stooges. We're gonna die trying. We're gonna die trying. Oh no, help. Alright. I want to see if I can pull this off. Okay, so we'll call it the Stooge. I think the Stooge is a good, like, creepypasta monster name. It's not as iconic as Siren Head or Cartoon Cat, but the Stooge. You just imagine that? Stooge. Alright, so here's what I'm seeing for the Stooge. Now we're going to try and do this. We're doing it live. Alright, so the Stooge. I see the Stooge having 3 heads. I don't think that's anything too special. And, like, all 3 heads. Now, you might be wondering, but wait a minute. What about the other Stooges? We'll have to theory craft, maybe... Live, right in front of you. Live, right now, in Vein Division, as my one friend called it. Gonna try and just draw, like... Nah, I'm going off memory here. I feel like it's funny. That's actually been one of the surefire ways if I know any of my clients are having a bad time, having a rough day, and I want to make them, like, kind of feel better. I put on some Three Stooges. During Halloween, I watched a bunch of them, and man, you're right, Mac. There will never not be use for a gorilla costume. Oh, they're gonna be they're gonna be like fused, yeah. So Larry and Curly here. Give him some creep. Oh wait, that's the wrong button. Yeah, you know what? Hey, Goat Paws, how are you? Welcome to this horrific abomination we're making. We're making a creepypasta monster about the Three Stooges. Ah, yes, Shemp. We do have to consider Shemp, but well, going back to, I'm doing YouTube and Twitch chat. If you're wondering who the hell I'm talking to, no, this isn't a Twin Peaks situation. I'm talking to somebody. There is another chat. Yeah, I think out of everyone, I feel like as much as I love Curly, I'd get tired of him every goddamn time. Like we went out to get it. We went to a restaurant and he had to order clam soup. He had to order clam soup. I knew it was gonna happen. Whole dinner was ruined. He just could not resist it. How are you, Goat Paws? Oh yeah, we'll give him those weird like. There we go. There we go. Can't take Larry anywhere. Can't take Curly anywhere. And Mo, I just feel like I would. Mo, I feel like would be abusive. I'm just gonna lay that out there. I'd be constantly, even if he didn't want to, I'd be constantly on edge around Mo if I was doing anything. Like, I'd be worried. I'd be like playing a pinball machine at a bar, and he'd be like, "You imbecile!" Just slap me in the back of the head when I mess up something. And I won't want to fight. Actually, here's a good question for everybody. You think you could run with the Stooges? Like, do you think you could give it back as much as they like? Can you run with that crew? Could you withstand living amongst the Stooges? Not unlike Jane Goodall, living among the chimps. Ah, that's fair. Waste some time with me. Alright, so we gotta get to work on the body. So I imagine the Stooge looking real silly, obviously. Joe Besser, yet the rest now. That's fit. You know what? That's the most. Yeah, man, that's a good answer. It's a... I watched an episode with Curly Joe, and boy, it was rough. I try not to be mean, but it was rough. I don't think I could too. I feel like one Mo slap, and I would just start crying. Oh, dogs are going out. No, mute for a minute. Alright, I think we're back. Old girl takes a little time to get down the stairs. But yeah, I think I'd get slapped by Mo once and just get real upset. My God. Oh, we're gonna creepypasta the hell out of this. And yes, thank you. I am close. I'm afraid to post again about doing my Twitter thing because I'm afraid to post again about my follower goal because last time I did, I lost like 3 people. I was like, what'd I do? It's like, what happened? That's why I don't ask for follows anymore. Or I don't go, hey, you should go follow this. I know, right? He's gonna poke both your eyes. Oh, here, hold on. I got an idea. He needs one giant hand. He needs one giant hand with which to slap you with. So the music I have on, sorry, Freddie, our dog, my dog, I guess, me and Shauna's dog, being a brat about going outside, even though it's nice out now. Like, Chicago weather kind of like eased up. We're enjoying a Midwesterner spring right now. The Stooge slap. Golem ass slapping hand. So this is from this YouTube channel called The Luna Lounge. I've been kind of eyeballing. I don't know if it's... There's a big debate right now about how legit the music is, but it's good background noise until I know otherwise. And, you know, I mean, I'm not buying... I'm waiting to see what the verdict is. It's hard to find good, like, background music, you know? And this is, like, inoffensive. It's so windy in Chicago. Oh, I mean, there's a reason we're called the Windy City. It's... Well, like, how heavy it is. Because right now, YouTube's going through a whole thing where it's, like, 90% AI. Like, you know... 4 hours synthwave compilation. Like, I don't know. It's so weird right now with everything. This might as well happen. So this is called the Luna Lounge. I did not pick it because of the name. I was looking for like... So like a weird thing I enjoy to listen to sometimes is... Huh! I'll have to try that. Oh, the music's not drowning me out or anything, is it? I didn't realize that. It must not have been. No one's had to mention it. Yeah. I'm always amazed because, like, I sometimes poke into like live streams and I'll see people. There we go. He comes out of the. He's gonna poke your face. He's gonna poke your 2 eyes. And then in the middle of the night, all you hear in your hallway is nyuk, 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 nyuk. Like you hear someone threatening, like threateningly yucking at you. Oh no, that's just the size of the hand. Oh no, that's not foreshortening. The hand is just that big. It's a ghostly abomination. That's how it. You know what? That's how it tricks you. It's a gag. Oh no. I think that's even funnier. It's part of its bit. You think, oh my god, why is its hand so big? Man, so like, if you're ever feeling down, and you want to watch something that it'll get a laugh out of you, look up the Jackass, I think it was the second movie where they had the giant hand, and they would go and ask people for high fives in the office, and then this giant hand would come out of nowhere. It's the funniest. It's one of the funniest things ever. Okay, so as far as Shemp, maybe Shemp should be his back. Wouldn't that be terrifying? This thing turns around and its back is all Shemp. No, just literally its whole back. So it's like this. Draw it. Yeah, it turns around and it's like... God, Shemp always looked like worried. From what I remember. Like, Shemp always just looked really concerned. Now, Shemp, his famous bit was... I mean, I know his, like, you know, the... that noise and stuff like that. But, like, one of his best bits was getting his head in the vice, right? Wasn't it during, like, some marriage thing going on? Gotta draw a good Shemp likeness. It's hard. Oh, man. I gotta tighten up my intro. I gotta tighten up more of Abbott and Costello. That's Mac Bell's... That's Mac Bell's, that's Mac Bell's, like, that's his thing. I learned a lot about Abbott and Costello from Mac Bell, writer of Adventure Ace, soon to be released soon. Oh God, A Tale of Two Kitties is one of my. I hate Tweety Bird. I will just say this right now: Tweety Bird and Jerry the Mouse, hate them both. Hate them. Genuinely despise them. Never will I root for them. I just always look at them and go, "What a bunch of jerks." I don't like them. But A Tale of Two Kitties, the short where they're trying to get the bird. The bird! The bird! I was a big fan of the mice as well. Anytime they just did Abbott and Costello was usually pretty funny. Tweety's name was Orson in that short? I mean, that makes sense. He was ugly as sin. I like Orson better. I don't like the Orson erasure. Tweety is a shit. Go pause with the quote of the night. Tweety is a shitty person, if I may. No, I got no beef with Chili Willy. He's a penguin. My hatred doesn't extend to birds. Nah, Chili Willy's A-okay in my book. I mean, maybe I just have fond memories of Chili Willy. Maybe because I didn't watch a whole lot. Who was Chili Willy always with? Was it Woody Woodpecker? He was cold, yeah. Chili Willy was cold. Burr, right? Burr, that was the theme song, right? He just goes, burr. See, the sad thing is nowadays when I don't think of Chili. I think of Pingu when I think of like cartoon penguins more than anything now. Chili Willy didn't talk. Oh, huge help. Well, Jerry. Be fair, Jerry didn't talk. Jerry was just a sociopath. Noot. I got really baked one night. I was feeling really. I must have watched a Newt compilation for what felt like an hour, and just kept laughing the whole time. I don't know. Pingu's just a funny fella. I like him. I've never watched a single episode of Pingu. I know there's that one episode that's like really creepy. He has like a nightmare about a there's a terrifying walrus. Same company as Woody Woodpecker, those companions, a difference. Walter Lantz. Okay. Woody Woodpecker's had a weird history. Never reached the heights of like the Looney Tunes, where the Looney Tunes have baked off my. That's a ghost. That's how I am. I just lay in bed watching dumb YouTube videos. Like, no way, there's a zombie in that car. Or I'll somehow watch things I know I've seen before and watch them like I've never seen them ever. Out of the newtiest newt. It's just funny. I'm probably going to have to draw Pingu now. After I'm done drawing this monstrosity. The Stooge. The wailing back. You see? It's Shemp's face. And it's always like... So it's like you're imagine you're standing at the end of a long hallway. It's dark. Maybe a little bit of moonlight coming in through the windows, and like they're open, and like the curtains are all blowing and stuff. And it's real spooky, like real Scooby-Doo Mansion levels, like, but without the whimsy, because you're alone. You're not with a bunch of cool kids and like they're talking dog. No, you're by yourself, and you just hear this wheezing in the distance. It's just. My roommate's chunky void cat. Oh! Yeah, with no sweet Scooby Doo ambience. I got real zonked one night and was listening to Scooby Doo like just background music. Such a such a vibe. It just you're just kind of like, yeah, I could see why mostly everyone wasn't afraid. Me and my friends were playing this. If anyone's familiar with the game Betrayal, House Betrayal, House on the Hill, or something like that. It's a pretty iconic board game. It's basically you explore a haunted house, and every game is different because one person ends up being, or like multiple people can end up being the ghost or the murderer or whatever. But they made a Scooby Doo version of it that's pretty fun. And when me and my friends played it, we had to have the Scooby Doo soundtrack on the whole time. Okay, I'm not doing too bad on likenesses. I've been trying to improve that a little bit. How did we get on this subject? All right, Tatum. Tatum caused this. It was all Tatum's doing. Laugh. It's. I can't laugh I can't laugh without a laugh track. I get nervous. I don't want to laugh at the wrong time. And she tweet, fucked my brother and I up while stoned one night. Imagine not seeing what was happening as Monsters' death threat. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cats as the antagonists. That's why I love Garfield. That's why Garfield's like my favorite. Garfield and Heathcliff. Like Garfield would get his, have his moments. Well, it also helps that I like Odie. But it's like those pair ups like Tom and Jerry and Spike. And then you have, Sylvester getting beaten up. Like, that's not Butch. No, Butch is Droopy's antagonist. Isn't it like Mark Anthony or something? The name of the big bulldog, bulldog in Looney Tunes. It starts getting like real slow. No, and I don't like. I know, and you know what? I agree with him. I feel like I hate what the internet did to Garfield. Hector and Looney Tunes. Hector. I think in there. Oh yeah. I'll have to check it out. Though real slow. Hey John, hope you're having a good evening. Henshin Jonathan. Henshin Jonathan. That's like your formal. When they announce you for like best new series, I want that to be the name that comes up on screen. Winner of the Eisner, Henshin Jonathan. Because I imagine you having like a Daft Punk style mask. His government name. Henshin Jonathan. I don't know why. The suspender, I figured it needs something, and I thought the suspenders would be funny. Suspenders are comical, right? Like, you will call him by his God-given name, Henshin Jonathan. Suspenders are always funny. Any comedic character design can be improved by giving them suspenders. Initials. I know. I just think it'd be funny. I just, for some reason, the thought of that being on a, oh yeah, bow tie. You right. You right. Just one bow tie though. They're one unit. This is not like a composite Superman idea where half of them is a snowman. No, composite Santa. He's your maitre d' and it's a nightmare. Initials. Yep. Oh. No H. So because archaic initials were always, huh. Larry would never wear a bow tie. I'd agree. I could see that. I'll have to check out the Super Eye Patch Wolf video. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the scary Garfield thing. Like not even the scary Garfield thing, but it's like I turn around and people are drawn like goth girlfriend Garfields, and I'm like, I just want to see the cat hate. I just want to see the cat hate Mondays and eat lasagna. I like whenever the those like character archetype things like come up, or people talk about titles misleading. To be honest, no, that's kind of a nice surprise. That actually makes me want to watch it more. Like I don't know, I remember being shown Lasagna Cat, and I'm like, but maybe I just didn't watch it at the right time. Still staying by Gorefield. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you not to enjoy what you want to enjoy. I just personally, it got to a point where browsing on the internet, I was so relieved just to see a normal picture of Garfield. It's like, okay, there's no irony here. He doesn't have like 10 heads. He's not some horrifying, hellish abomination carved from the very soul of nightmares. Cool, good, I like it. It's just Garfield. I don't think anyone saw that Garfield movie. It sucked because I thought Garfield in the kitten Garfield was very cute, I thought. Very endearing, I thought. But I don't think anybody saw that movie. Obese Garfield or pot-bellied Garfield? I mean, it depends on the gag, I suppose. I just watch Garfield and Friends all the time. I saw the first live-action Garfield and wanted my money back for the ticket. I really wish I could have seen that. Just like, okay, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna need my money back, or there's gonna be a problem. I will be pressing charges for the assault on my eyes and my sanity that was this film. I have never seen any of those movies. I have no desire to. Not even ironically. My family are Garfield people for sure. Same. Like, I grew up... God. Okay, so I know there's that, like, 9 Lives of Garfield thing. You know, or the Garfield, His 9 Lives. Oh, Lumpy. Yeah, his stuff... I mean, I like Lumpy Touch. It's pretty cool. He made a pretty cool game. Not even unironically. Man, I am so confused. The ironing is delicious here. Oh, yeah. So there was, the whole... Garfield has 9 lives, and some of those stories are really upsetting. There's a whole Family Guy bit where Peter goes off about it. And it's one of those cases where I'm sitting there like, I get Peter Griffin. You know what, Peter Griffin? I agree with you in this case. I get it. Um, but I remember. So the reason I'm like nervous about ever watching that is I used to love going to Blockbuster Video back in the day, and I'd always rent they always had a nice good selection of cartoons. I'd rent the first episode of Transformers, and it was real cool because it was in like an oversized box, like when it was on the shelf, because that's how they packaged them. So like the cover had Megatron with the Energon cubes, if I remember right. It was really cool, and they had Ninja Turtles to rent and stuff like that. It was always real nice. And then I noticed they had Garfield cartoons, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I love Garfield! Hell yeah!" So I rent these movies going in thinking it's gonna be like, Garfield and Friends, which was very silly, very episodic. You know, Garfield would send Nermal to Abu Dhabi. Odie would do something. Odie would do something, and John would be pathetic. That sounds pretty. I don't mind those kind of Garfield parodies. I think it's just. I think after a point, horror Garfield just really wore on me, and horny Garfield. I don't know if I don't feel like I was in the. I don't think that was for me. We'll give Larry the really big weird eyes. Other favorite cartoon characters and food item combos. I mean, Homer Simpson and donuts is a classic. Obviously, I aped it quite a bit with Luna. The funny thing is, I'm not even like a big donut person. It mostly comes from my wife. Well, one of the first things I knew about her when I first met her, she loves donuts. High school romance is weird, okay? but yeah, so that's where that trait came from for her. Let's see. Popeye and spinach. I mean, Popeye and spinach is the ultimate. I mean, Popeye is just probably the greatest character. One of the great. I think Popeye could beat Goku. I'll be honest. But I don't think they'd ever be fighting. Like I don't think Popeye and Goku would fight. Hey, Shadow Man, how are you tonight? Welcome. This is our creepypasta creation. This is the Stooge. It's a horrifying analog horror Three Stooges amalgamation. It performs comedy bits in the middle of the night to make you fatigued. And if it slaps you with its giant hand, you become a Stooge, slowly but surely. Street Sharks and Borger. I gotta watch Street Sharks again. I love the toys. I still have a couple of them around here. I know I got Blades, or whatever he's called now. I know they had to change his name. I have Moby Lick. I know I have Moby Lick somewhere. I'm pretty sure I had Extreme Dinosaurs as well. Because they're basic. I mean, you're going to cover your bases for your young boys demographic. What are the two things we can make toys out of? Sharks and dinosaurs. Yep, sounds good to me. That sounds like a plan to me. Speaking of which, I'll try and draw a dinosaur. I could draw a dinosaur. I don't know what kind of the tongue. I mean, he's called Moby Lick. My brother-in-law reminded me of that. I started laughing because I was like, his name was Moby Lick. Back on the discussion of Popeye, I think we can all be in agreement that Popeye meets Sinbad the Sailor is easily one of the greatest, if not top three most iconic animated cartoons ever. I know it's redundant, but Like, we can all agree that's like one of the greatest things ever made. That is possibly one of the... If we have to make a time capsule of things, that needs to be in there. I thought he was Slamoo. Did I make that? Did I get that wrong? The great Slam... Well, the great Slamoo was the whale shark. I had the hand shark of him. Yeah, I can't say I'm up to date on my... I cannot say I am up to date on my street sharks. And just because I've been having fun drawing, like... I had a couple Primal Rage toys myself. Primal Rage is awesome. I wish they'd give that on the chat. I just learned about High Fleet Chronos. Is that one of the... That's some Warhammer stuff, right? Sorry, I'm again, when people would ask me about Warhammer, I'd usually have to direct them to my wife. I'm pretty sure I had Vertigo, and Vertigo is probably my favorite. Better when the Terrans were like, you were such a problem that even though most of your footage are inedible, make the high footages. Yeah, I mean, the Warhammer universe is petty. Okay, I'll admit, this. I don't know if this is good. Okay, I'm going to lay this out there right now, guys. I'm not going for scientific accuracy here. So, I don't want anyone in my chat getting on me about how I drew an Allosaurus when I said I was going to draw something else. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just want to draw a dinosaur. You know what's a goofy movie? Planet of the Dinosaurs. That's it, John. This is good luck. Well, John, I hope you're ready to be at a convention table with a canceled person. Gorosaurus. Is that a real thing? Talon. Talon was cool. Gorosaurus, but where's that name from? The wrong times. Look, I've seen people get pretty upset about that. Oh, you screened that at Planet of the Dinosaurs at the Greeley Grindhouse? I discovered that through... I discovered the Planet of the Dinosaurs through Riff Tracks. What an oddly mean-spirited movie in a way. Because Talon's kind of pretty. Oh, Talon, that's how Talon's so pretty. You still got, hey, Planet of the Dinosaurs. That delivered on the premise better than that first Netflix Godzilla movie. Planet of the Monsters, my ass. You call this a Planet of the Monsters? There's like 10. Like flamingos with shrimp. Huh. A Goofy movie? I still gotta watch a Goofy movie again. I watched an extremely Goofy movie more. I'm pretty sure I had a couple of them because my mom would just go to KB and buy like clearance toys. She was thrifty. So I would end up with like some pretty fun toys like Primal Rage. I still think it's time for Primal Rage. I think it's about time for Primal Rage to come back. Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Why was I struggling remembering Gora? I'm looking at a Gorosaurus figure right now. Very angry at myself. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little... No, I totally spaced. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little... I'm feeling a little loosey-goosey, I'll fully admit. I love Gorosaurus. I drew Gorosaurus in boxing gloves one time. Really sell the kangaroo thing. Gorosaurus! Gorosaurus is one of my favorite kaiju because he's such an asshole. Like, you can say what you want about, is that all monsters attack? I get the names always confused between Destroy All Monsters and, all that. And when Gorosaurus just drop kicks all monsters attack as Gabra. See, god damn it. No matter what, I will always get these confused. Where Gorosaurus drop kicks Ghidorah in the back. That to me is a top 10 Godzilla movie moment right there. It is the funniest goddamn thing. Because the whole end of that movie is just them beating the hell out of Ghidorah, which is funny in itself. But Gorosaurus, I'm helping! It's so good. Just right in the back. And Ghidorah, you can see him just go, what the f-? Like, just drop, like, all three heads screaming. Valley of Gwangi. That's what I need to watch again. I gotta get better with dinosaur movies. That sounds about right. Yeah, a friend of mine got me a really nice Gorosaurus figure. Oh, wait. Just thought I could reference one of my favorite memes. Are we all familiar with Talk Dumb, Get the Thumb? Okay, don't get mad at me. This is going to become a Lunagon drawing. King Kong Escapes is such a goofy little movie. God, anytime I'm feeling down, I pull up that clip of Gorosaurus drop kicking Ghidorah in the back, and my spirits brighten. Hell yeah, we can come up with a good Gorosaurus. We can come up with a real good Gorosaurus story. I hope. God, it is so complicated for me to say right now. Every page is just him drop kicking another kaiju. Like, you flip. I don't get it. You guys pitched it. I don't get it. It's just 16 pages of Gorosaurus drop kicking kaiju. It's great, isn't it? Here he is doing it to Gabra. Oh, Gabra. Like, Gabra getting drop kicked like that? I imagine that. Oh, you did a Gabra? Oh, Gabra. I thought you were a Gabra. I'm glad you finished your Gamma print too, because I bet that is going to go over really well at All Monsters Attack. I mean, it's always cool. Crossovers are great, but it gets much, much better. Oh, sorry, 1 second. What was I saying? Have a good night, John. I hope work at least goes smoothly for you. Or at least, maybe... May it be interesting, but not annoying. All Monsters Attack happens the first weekend of May. I think that's May 9th. If I am recalling this correctly. I'm going to try... Also true, it does have... The movies takes place in a child's dream. I just... Man, God damn it. Well, I was at least half right. That's a good thing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I feel bad that one of my fondest memories of that movie comes from how bad the dub was. Me and my buddy, he was spending the night, we were flipping through channels, and Godzilla's Revenge was on. Kind of a misleading... If I'm getting that right, isn't that the American title of... Or is that All Monsters Attack? Wait, no, hold on. I am all sorts of confused now. But regardless, we see a Godzilla movie on, so we put it on. And we just remember this police officer yelling at this kid, "Don't honk that horn!" And he says it with a really bad accent. I mean, Krang. Okay, okay, so good. I was not entirely off. But yeah, we see Godzilla's Revenge. I mean, he's just like, hey, you, don't honk that horn. And it was just so stupid. And then it's like, yeah, we got to see the Gabra fight. And I've just always been fascinated with Gabra as a monster. Again, he's a simple boy. He's a simple man. He doesn't desire world domination. He just wants to be a jerk. It's such a... That's a movie I think people are a little too hard on. I mean, granted, I think it's gone through some... I'm not going to say it's like one of the best Godzilla movies, but it's a lot of fun. Same. I've always been very endeared to Gabra. I'm so happy I got my Mondo Gabra. I finally have a nice Gabra in my collection. I feel a little more complete now. I haven't had to buy anything since. I'm like, nope. I did get a nice Kong, but that was pre-ordered. And he's like a toad, which is funny to me. Once someone pointed that out to me, I was like, you know, I kind of get it. I was kind of bummed out when people started saying, oh, Salunga is Gabaro but good. And I'm like, shut up. I've done my best with Lisa to try and reevaluate any Manila-centric stories. Always been fighting the good fight for our little guy. Yeah, I can see the Oni part too. Like, I've heard he's based off a toad, and I guess with the weird bumpy skin, I kind of get it. Gorgosaurus. Now I'm thinking T-Rex cousin with snake hair. Ooh. I mean, I know. Trust me, I know about... Have a good night, Mac. Tatum, thank you for stopping by. With pleasure talking stooge nonsense. And we got a creepypasta thing. Possibly. Medusa Ceratops. Where's the Medusa Ceratops from? That sounds cool as hell. I love Gorgo. Ogra is mother of the year as far as I'm concerned. Gorosaurus is such a... Okay, so... there's a particular kaiju in the Godzilla universe called the Gorosaurus. He's one of the lesser seen ones, but his whole gimmick is he's like a big normal looking sort of dinosaur. I say normal looking dinosaur, you know. But the thing is, it does like a kangaroo kick, so it jumps in the air and it kicks you. It kicks with both feet. So I'm drawing it doing that to Gabara, who is one of my favorite Godzilla monsters, who is, he's another one, well, he's kind of not really, I'm doing my best to reevaluate his image with everyone else. I don't know, this is kind of how I work my process sometimes. I just kind of hop from drawing to drawing. I think I gave him... I think I made Gorosaurus a little too voluptuous. That might be a problem. Oh, why I gave him such a fat ass. So I'm drawing him. Whoever made fun of you was a nerd. Nobody liked him. Maybe. Gorosaurus got big legs. You know what they say about a dinosaur with big legs? Big feet. I do need to thin these out a little bit. They're a little up now. There we go. There we go. Yeah, Gorosaurus is kind of an oddball because he's very, like, he's normal looking. You know? Ooh. I gotta take a quick break. I gotta go give my cat his shot. I will be right back. Yeah, yeah. I'm back. God damn it, Meeps. Be fair. That's 224 over. He's been following me, I think, since the beginning. I was going through my YouTube or my Twitch clips, My first Twitch clip was from Meeps. And that was before I had to take a long break due to, like, you know, personal reasons. But I played through Resident Evil Director's Cut on the PS5, because PS5 actually was pretty solid for streaming. And it's I should really post that, because Meeps technically commemorated... Meeps was the catcher of the very first Vandy Scream. And yeah, Gorosaurus has like a triangle head. Like, he's weird. Like, it's not quite like Gauss, the Gamera monster. It's very unique. It's a very particular type of head. Empty head full of kicks. You did. You did. It was I got spooked by a zombie. That was a fun stream. Even though I gotta return to Resident Evil, because I didn't get a good ending. And I think I started the remake, the RE1 remake, because it was, you know, that's on every friggin' console imaginable at this point. And I never finished it, and I'd like to. Granted, I saw there's a new survival horror game coming out, and like an idiot, I just forgot the name of it, but I saw it on Steam today. I think it was part of I don't know if it was part of Next Fest, but it was essentially, yeah, this is basically, and if there were more not copycats, but if there were more games that really tried to just be Resident Evil but not, this is one of them. But it looks good. I forget what it's called though. Unfortunately, I will have to find it. It's interesting to be living in a time, you know, because we saw the popularity with the NES, you know, NES style games, you know, the Atari or like retro style games. We would see all these, you know, now we're in the era where company like indie studios are trying to replicate the particular delightful 90s jank of N64 and PS1 games. Adam Driver would make a great Mr. X. I mean, he definitely has the width for it. Actually, I think I want to do something different. Yeah, I think this is funnier, actually. A little exaggerated, but it's a oof! I sleep for work now? Oh, okay. I gotta draw you something soon, Mapes. I got so much I need to draw for people. Gotta draw Shadowman's space. I gotta draw those Space Witch lesbians. Like, that's the sound I want him to look like. He's like, because you ever just have somebody like shove you or something real hard? You don't like scream as you get shoved. It's like all the air just escapes your body. You're like, ugh! It's important to realize most people there's never a rush. I've made good on things a year after the fact. And it ain't no thing. Ain't no thing. Do. Gabra's funny because it doesn't have a tail. He just has a weird butt. Oh, right. I was going to draw Luna using ancient dinosaur technique. To ward off this villainous kaiju. talk dumb. Get the thumb. I've been playing a lot of Fights in Tight Spaces again because, you know, I'm addicted. And Pocket Sand has been probably one of the best cards I have in my deck right now. Stuns enemies. I can do, like, big follow-up attacks. It's friggin' cool as hell, man. Dale Gribble. That was onto something there. Gurk! It's equal parts funny and kind of cool that I learned. I felt some, like, I've learned more from video companies like Proco and free stuff online than I ever did from art classes. It's a pretty cool feeling. It's also kind of a bummer. But the important thing is I'm drawing it for you fine people right now. And that's as much as I can ask for, really. This has been like this has been therapeutic for me, as I always say. I appreciate everybody doing their part to listen to my warbling. I don't remember much that I learned, except how I learned how cruel the world can be. That was definitely part of it. Granted, I mean, my crappy experiences were not just related to art. I went through this weird phase last year where I was listening to The Wall. And yeah, again, that song, Another Brick in the Wall, it hit me in a way where I'm like, man, the people teaching us were really screwed up. Oh no, she's not biting it. She's giving it the thumb. Ancient technique, ancient deadly technique. Only to be used in extreme circumstances. This dinosaur was talking too much dumb, so it had to get the thumb. God, what am I doing with her face? Sadly, I will not be. I got StarCraft. I made a date to play StarCraft 2 with my buddy who moved. I'm like getting weirdly into StarCraft again, and it's equal parts kind of cool, but I will definitely try to make time for Helldiving. I would like to get back to it, especially with this rumored crossover. I mean, I'm sure if they do Warhammer, it just means we'll get some cool. My hope would be we get like what Deathcore of Krieg. Get something cool with. Oh no, people are playing Rivals and I missed it. That's okay. Which would be cool. I don't see anything wrong. Have some fun. I mean, again, I'm glad Helldivers 2 was kind of a big exception to the rule. Like, you know, and it... You know, good things do. The gaming industry is in a bad spot right now, but good things do happen. I mean, you do have some companies that manage to defy the odds. And I know they had their issue, but hey, they rectified it. And the game is still strong. Like, I don't think it ruined its I think whatever damage that whole scenario with the PlayStation IDs did, I think it kind of went away. I play as the Protoss too. I was never good at StarCraft, but I always just liked the lore. Like Zeratul was always a favorite character of mine. Of course, as a young budding monster girl lover, I enjoyed Kerrigan quite a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's awful what happened to make her that way, but her Zerg form was pretty cool. I didn't actually finish the campaign for 2. I better do that. I'm pretty sure I did the Terran campaign, because I remember the ending. So I am excited to play a little more StarCraft. I'm trying to get good at it. Like, we just do comp stomping, I guess is the term. You know, two on two with the computer. And it's like, I never realized, because I was never good at it and I never played online, like, StarCraft isn't a city builder, it's a sprint. You build. If you're not building, you're dying. Like, I have to, like, get used to that because I'm kind of slow when I play games at times. So, like, I'm, like, sitting here, what do I want? And then suddenly I've got Terrans at my front door. God forbid I get Zerg rushed. I'm sorry I said this was going to be a sculpting stream and I ended up here. But you got to admit, we got some pretty fun stuff. This friggin' abomination. What a stupid creature. I'm actually kind of proud of the likenesses, though, I gotta say. Like, I think I did okay. Like, trying to capture the likenesses of the Stooges without reference. I got Moe's frowny face. Chowder head! It says from the end of a dark hallway. And when you try to run from it, you hear. It gets louder and louder as you're running. You're running through the woods at night. It's foggy and like the moonlight's out, and you're running. You're running as fast as you can, and you hear something chasing behind you, and it's real faint, and it says whoop, 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 and then it just keeps getting louder and louder. It'd be terrifying. That's it. I'm gonna get in on some of the Scott Cawthon money. I can do it, right? What's that guy got that I don't got? What's that guy's deal? With a shump back. Back! It's funny. I draw Lunagon in particular with like kind of muscly arms, and like I try to throw in a little detail just for practice, and then I end up erasing it anyway. Because as Scott Steiner would say, "You fat." Fucking Scott Steiner. Hulk Hogan out, Scott Steiner in. That's the way I look at it. Oh, is it okay? Like, is that a genuinely okay thing? If it's too much, please let me know. But I kind of dig that sound. I hope it's pleasant, a little tactile. For anyone unfamiliar with who Scott Steiner is, he was also known as Big Papa Pump. He was in the WCW. He was just a big roided up guy who wore sunglasses all the time, and he had like Knight's chainmail over his head as a hood. I drew the Steinersaurus Rex one time, and he was just loud and angry all the time. It was great, and he had this bit. One of his best moments was Steiner Math. Where he's telling the odds I think Samoa Joe's got against him in a match. Good, yeah. I'm getting a little ASMR in between my loud ass voice where I'm like, guys, I thought it's Scott Steiner. I have about 50% chance of winning this match. Big thing though. I'm not normal. Steiner Math. Just I like when he comes in with the wiffle ball bat and he just says, I hate ducks, and starts wailing on a fake duck. Wrestling in the 90s, man, it didn't age great, but some parts were just so fucking bizarre. It was hard to... She got this idea from an old dinosaur book. Big Babe. Scott Steiner. I'm trying to think, who are some of the other... I'm trying to think, who are... Disco Inferno, what a knob job. Jim Cornette's arch nemesis. Wrestling was a trip to follow, man, let me tell you. It was crazy to be running home every night to see what happened in the Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon feud. Can't wait to see Stone Cold Steve Austin hit Vince McMahon with the bedpan. And now I think everyone loves that scene even more. Try to get this eye right. Sorry. Scott Steiner did have some freakishly big arms. Like, we're talking, like, I don't think he could ever, like, lower his arms fully. I think they were always kind of like, I think they were always flexing. I might take a stretch break, actually. I'm not normal. Oh, I don't know if anyone heard the popping, but it felt pretty cool. Always stretch. Always take a few minutes to stretch. Makes you feel good. Maybe I'll set up the webcam next time so you guys can watch me. $100 and I'll do some stretches. I'll pull some DSP level nonsense. I had to stop. There was a point where I was kind of following him because he was playing Street Fighter. And it was kind of like, hey, I get this game. But then I had to stop because I was getting like angry watching DSP, and I was like, yeah, this is my cue to exit. I did poke my head in, and apparently he's getting into a fight with an escort now, or something, or like an e-girl, or like an OnlyFans model, and I'm like, okay, that sounds about right. I'm gonna go Medusa. Lunagon had to utilize an ancient mystical deadly art. Talketh dumb, getteth the thumb. One of the biggest things that changed my entire artistic process was when I learned about switching to the clear color. Like, that sounds like such a dumb thing, but when I learned that, it felt like my entire, like, artistic process started to slowly unlock. Because, you know, prior to that, like a dummy, I'm sitting there switching between pen and eraser. But man, when you're sketching and you can just switch to having, like, you know, the no color, it's again, it's one of those little things that made a huge difference. Man, I hope I'm going to be able to pull this stuff off at AMA. Because obviously I got to start practicing some... And to just start practicing some traditional art if I want to, you know... I like to hang out and draw at conventions. I'm hoping to do a lot more of them. Like, I would love to make AMA and Kaiju Brooklyn, you know, as long as I can keep, you know, as long as I keep saving. Yeah, making sure I got the money on hand. I wouldn't mind doing these yearly if they keep it up to where, you know, anybody can join in. Goof! Orc! You know what? I never finished my Garfield story. Not really a story, but I remember renting a VHS tape of Garfield cartoons, you know, and they were weird. They were very, like, understated compared. And that's kind of the thing with 70s, you know, cartoons. They all had, like, a 70s animated features. They had, like, a particular type of sound scape to them. Like, the audio was just distorted enough to give it, like, its own weird particular feel. And I watched some Garfield movie. You know, here I am expecting a good time with Garfield and maybe his friends. I mean, I would have been okay with just Garfield. He runs away from home to go be with his family. So he travels all the way to, like, home, and then a cat street fight breaks out. And, you know, Garfield's not a fighter. So he hides during the fight, and then his family just tells him, go home. Like, go away. And I just remember being so bummed out the rest of that weekend. It was a Friday night. Little Vandy wanted to just watch a Garfield movie and laugh a bit. And instead he just walked away feeling really upset. I mean, he goes home, John's happy to see him, and Garfield's happy, but it was such a particularly, like, ow. I love drawing dumb stuff. Oof! Drawing dumb stuff is the joy. It's the simple pleasures in life. And you create things like this, and it's kind of a bummer, but it's alright. Oh, Usagoji. Did we talk about... I did tell you I watched that Sagan Hawks video about the... that video was pretty cool. What I liked about it in particular was it reminded me of the 3D dinosaur, my, like, 3D dinosaur adventure game that I played all the time as a kid. That's where I learned about Gertie. I love Gertie. If anyone's not familiar with Gertie, famously created by Winsor McKay, creator of Little Nemo, Little Nemo. It was a big thing because it was like him putting himself in the cartoon. Gertie was a brontosaurus. Do not correct me. I don't care. Do not challenge me. Dinosaur is dinosaur. It's a goal. We'll keep futzing with this eye. Hope everyone's having an alright night. Things are pretty alright on this side of things. I'm excited about Adventure Ace coming out. Yeah, I'm probably going to start putting little. I'm probably going to be shilling it a bit, this fair warning, but I have realistic expectations, I think. You know, my hope is I got a few friends of family who are going to pick up a copy, which I would love for it to maybe get a little bit of attention, but I'm going to be alright if it doesn't. My hope is that I can at least sell one copy at All Monsters Attack. Setting the bar very simple. That'd be pretty cool. So I think a kid will enjoy it. There's fun stuff in there. There we go. It's a little better. There's a little bit of Tom and Jerry-esque nature in there. There's giant snakes. I don't know if anyone... I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware. Valley of the Giant Snakes is not a misnomer. It's, I don't even know if misnomer is the proper term there. I am so sorry. I don't know why I'm expressing so much apologies for... I completely spaced out what I was talking about. Alright. I had to look up one of my favorite SpongeBob bits not too long ago. So when SpongeBob does the beep 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 when he realizes it's Mrs. Puff. That was such a... whoever came up with that idea, I love how they never ever do anything like that ever again as far as I remember. Just a one-time, well-timed joke. You have a good night, Captain. Thanks for hanging out. I'm happy... Congratulations on the new Computron. Whoop, 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 whoop. What time is it? Man, only 7:48? No way. No way, man. No way. I mean, you kind of can tell, right? You can sort of tell, but I mean, that's kind of the charm of the character. I always thought SpongeBob was pretty manageably annoying in those first couple seasons, because when you were on my stream the one time, we were playing Doom. Like for me, just about every episode I mentioned was from those first 4 seasons. I'm trying to think of any episodes where SpongeBob was really unbearable. It's hard to say. Like, for whatever reason, my brain wants to jump to the April Fool's episode, but that one's really funny. You asked for a couple of ice cubes. I only put in 1. God, the reaction of that. Like, that voice actor who does the, that voice actor who does that fish who was yelling at him, I think it's also the chocolate guy. the rage. Draw that face. I'm gonna draw Luna making that face. Was there an episode where he did that? I gotta revisit some SpongeBob. You what? It's just so angry. I was pretty. It was pretty funny to find out that that one fish who's like, "Ha!" The one who learns about high tide. That's Carlos L. Zachary. That's Rocco. I thought that was pretty fun. It never occurred to me. I mean, then again, when I see him in Reno 911, I can't say it occurred to me that was, guy did the voice of Rocco. Good voice actor. I imagine. I was gonna ask if Frida would ever get like what Frida would look like making this kind of expression, but it dawned on me. I really just see her going off, like yelling, being SpongeBob yelling when SpongeBob was told to explode. It's like, Gary, yell at your dessert and you'll like it. Like, that's how I see Frida yelling. Ooh, really? Yeah, I must have dropped off by that point. It's always fascinating to talk about, like, the SpongeBob, like, gap. The civil war between, they have their own it's like Transformers. They have their own version of Gen 1ers. Transformers has G1ers. They're Gen 1ers. But then again, that's also the term they use for people who are like, oh, the only good Pokemon are the first 150. I got a Gen 1er in the sense that I think those are my favorite games, but that's also a lot of nostalgia talking. Tomorrow's Pokemon Day, isn't it? I didn't even realize that. Luna's screaming at you like this. What do you do? Sometimes it's fun to just draw real silly, cartoonish boobs. Yeah, apparently. Only reason I saw it is because I noticed a couple people were posting Pokemon drawings. And it dawned on me, oh, okay, so I guess they're revealing new stuff. Oh, I just realized. So, I can, because I really liked, I'm like weird with Pokemon. I don't hate it, I still like it. I have a lot of my favorite Pokemon are newer ones. Like, Hawlucha is one of my absolute favorites. I think that was the Pokemon that convinced me to buy X or Y. I think I got Y. What am I doing? I always like when I draw something that doesn't... this is why you draw. You draw to make yourself laugh. That's the reason to draw. Draw to make yourself happy. Fucking Biffo. Goddamn. Oh, goddamn that Biffo. I hate that fucking Biffo. Everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone, once again, everyone was like, Biffo's not that scary. And now everyone's terrified of Biffo. Creepy man-bear monkey. It's not man-bear pig, it's man-bear monkey. It's so weird. Like, it's something about the, like... So when you that drawing of Biffo with the lady Biffo, the Biffa, I guess, I don't know what's the What's the terminology here? What do you call a female biffo? Does it need a new term? Anyway. Um like when he's not drawn like weirdly photorealistically, he's not that bad. Oh my god. Biffette. Ooh, Biffette's good. I like Biffette. I think Biffette's pretty funny. This, like when they draw him certain ways, that picture I have where he's like, my shed. It's like that is the last thing you hear before the chloroform. And I am just half bear, half primate, all monster. Yes. The picture of Biffo where he has like this creepy like here, you know what? I'm gonna try and draw it from memory. That's it. We're drawing Biffo. Fuck it. Sorry. As the night goes on, I get crankier, and then I start swearing. gonna draw Biffo. Gonna draw that horrifying abomination Biffo. My list of fictional characters I hate makes me look like a crazy person. Who's on there? Hatsune Miku, Biffo, Bubsy. I saw someone tried to sell me some Bubsy propaganda. I was like, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. No siree. You will not be swaying my opinion on this one. A realistic Biffo shit. Oh, I hate that. Creepy ass bear. Trying to go real hard on this. Let the nightmare begin. Why this is Biffo has taken over my soul, guys. This is bad. Biffo has a message to the world, and he's releasing it through me. Andy Serkis is Biffo. Oh, is that the movie where Andy Serkis just sheds his human skin and that's him? Kind of like those jokes about how Smog in those Hobbit movies was not CGI. That was actually Benedict Cumberbatch. I was gonna say Benedict Is it Cumbersnatch? No, Cumberbatch. I kept wanting to say Cumbersnatch because for whatever reason his name doesn't make him sound enough like a fantasy character. Beware for Lord Benedict Cumbersnatch. He's gonna have too many teeth. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. You know what? This is my answer to Garfield horror. Biffo horror. I do, yeah. Creepy. Oh, yeah, good point. Gums are scary. You are not wrong, sir. Oh god, this is gross. Here, we're gonna stretch his skin back more. Oh my god, what the hell? I'm not happy anymore. I'm not happy with what I'm doing anymore. Oh my god. My tool shed. It's like, I don't like how Biffo has, like, his face. Cartoon bears shouldn't have that. Like, that's the problem with Biffo. I just realized it. A bear should have their thing here. Well, now this is just looking. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just, I'm just here, you know. I'm just here drawing the Biffo. Why? This has been the weirdest night of creepypasta ever. It like reminds me of this painting of Judge Holden from Blood Meridian. See, and it needs to have like hyper detailed like wrinkles and folds. Like if this thing got like if this got made into a movie, I would settle for no less than Tom Savini levels of mask making. Because you know it needs to have like its skin all warped and distorted. Jesus Christ, what am I doing? I hate this. My streams are just becoming a nightmare. What am I creating here? Oh, that's right. That's right. They did make the Country Bear Jamboree movie. I mean, yeah, how do you think I feel, man? I have to live with the fact that I drew this. I'm exaggerating for the fun of it, but, like, I don't know. This is, like, a rare case where me trying to go real hard on, like, a scary drawing seems to be working. I liked the Country Bear Jamboree when we saw it. That was a fun little show. We went for our honeymoon because I never really got to, I've only been to Disney World once in my life. Well, yeah, Country Bear Jamboree was fun. I was kind of drunk when we went, so it was even funnier. Like when the bear suddenly comes out of the ceiling on the trapeze, I'm like, what the fuck? I got up in the middle of the show and I'm like, what the fuck? And ran out. No, I didn't. Would be funny. That'd be pretty funny though. Twould be comical, I think. It was a fun little show though. Those animatronics are very impressive. I mean, yeah, this is pretty horrifying. I'm gonna make a sticker of this just for Usagoji. So you can carry Biffo with you always. We're gonna get Biffo horror going into the mainstream, I swear. Biffo be praised. No tongue. I think Biffo just needs a maw. You know? A bottomless void. A bottomless void devoid of any sound or joy. No beautiful voice emerges from this void, just the howls of the ancient evils that dwell within us all. Weird-ass monkey bear. Ah, God. Biffo's just disgusting. I hate him. I just hate this bear. I love bears. I don't consider Biffo a bear. I consider him an abomination. Inside Biffo's mouth is like the deadlights. Inside within Biffo lies parasites. His mouth is full of roaches. No, maybe that's too far. I mean, that's why you need to draw cute Frida. You need to balance out the horror of Biffo. Borfus. You need to hollow out. You need to counteract the evil that is Boffo. Boffus. Boffa. 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 There we go. Boffa is the what's its name? Like, it's like the horrible eldritch abomination. A simple request, a simple discussion of Biffo led this creature. This creature! This horrible creature. Let's try the chunky brush. I haven't used the chunky brush in a while. You'd think I'd use it all the time. Alright, interesting little texture. This is part of that Frenden pack. Okay, it's got kind of a interesting sort of felt Sharpie feel to it almost. Yeah. It's got a bit of a splotchy style to it, not too shabby. Jesus Christ. I used to love the Dennis the Menace cartoon, but our Dennis the Menace, not that UK one. His dog Gnasher. It's just so funny how those two characters named Dennis the Menace exist in different countries, and they parallel. That's the funniest thing about it. That Dennis the Menace cartoon was pretty wild. I want to say that was always a favorite of mine. It had a real fun theme song. But they'd end up going on like these bizarre adventures. It was a very strange Dennis the Menace. It was a very interesting format for a Dennis the Menace cartoon. His one friend, Joey, I think was his name, had such an anime design. This is a pretty good brush. I like it. It's got some good, like, it's got some pretty good feel to it. Yeah, the 80s one. I really liked that one. The theme song was really catchy, and like the way it was drawn was just incredibly charming because it had like an anime quality to it. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a cartoon that got outsourced, but it just had a really unique art style to it because it had those weird anime flares. So like Mr. Wilson would not look out of place almost in like the background of like an 80s slice of life anime. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's like it's not even the fact that it was animated like that. It's the fact that it has such that particular style to it that fascinates me. Really fun, just really fun art style. It's not usually. It just feels like they added a lot to it. It was the style at the time. Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters. The real Ghostbusters, not the one with the monkey. That I'm pretty sure had Peter Cullen in him. I want to say he was the villain. The Ghostbusters. I'm glad there's at least an easy way to differentiate them. Which Ghostbusters? The one with the monkey. Filmation's Ghostbusters, if I must be serious. God. What the hell is going on? I hope this happens at AMA during the drink and draw. Like, I hope I'm just sitting there completely zonked out of my mind. Everyone's like, going about their business, talking, having a good time, and I'm just like really quietly drawing something really weird. If it was a sitcom, I'd like to imagine the audience would never see what it is. It'd be like when I'm trying to think of some examples, where it's like, look at this the briefcase in Pulp Fiction, Homer's invention in his dream, in a particular episode of The Simpsons. Why did you draw Biffo the bear again? I can't get him out of my mind. Everywhere I go, I see Biffo. I have to look into the making of that Dennis the Menace cartoon. At least look up the theme song. That was always running on, I think, Nickelodeon. I see Biffo, he sees me, and suddenly I know far too much about the universe. My life is everything. My life is everything I feared it would be, and nothing I thought it would. Because for 50 seconds, I thought monsters were real. I always tell people, don't be afraid to use the symmetry tool. Symmetry doodling is fun. It's not like. I think the key thing is to not make it your whole art style. It's good to you want to branch out. You want to make sure you can draw at different angles, but symmetry tools can really help you. It helps me always break out of any sort of art block I'm feeling. Because, I can almost just kind of let my brain sort of just do its thing. I still say, and I know Usakoji's with me on this, Brave Star needs to come back. Uh-oh. Oh, good. I didn't break my... I almost thought I broke my tablet pen. I would be all in for Brave Star. It was a cool series. I don't care about more Masters of the Universe. I will be brutally honest. I would love to see Brave Star get a second chance. Just give me a comic book. Give me a comic book series. Man, if we get a Brave Star game, I will... That's it. It's over. I will lose my mind. We're getting a sick new Samurai Pizza Cats game. It was funny because I saw someone on Blue Sky say, I'm not weeb enough to understand what this is. And I guess it was funny to me because Samurai Pizza Cats was... It came out before anime was a thing, like, over here. It was a very interesting show that just... Because it obviously came out in response to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles over here. I don't think it was meant for that in Japan. Why is he like this? why is Biffo like this? I just think he's weird. There's something about him just really unsettled me when I first saw him. He just looked creepy and odd. That is very nice. That does counterbalance the absolute horror. I like the face. I'm sitting here. This is my life now. I like drawing this kind of stuff though. It's a good test of skill, Kind of encourages you to It's always good to step out of your comfort zone when you can. You know, we're all vibing. Yeah, this pen has a very unique touch to it. Like, I don't know what I would use it for. Maybe with color, this could be pretty interesting. Get like a, almost like, yeah, coloring with Sharpies, maybe. I'm always down to now. Like, nowadays, I actually enjoy coloring. It's great. There you go. Use whatever tools you can. No shame. The only rule about looking up help on the internet is if you end up at WebMD, be careful. It's probably going to tell you you have cancer. The age-old joke is not wrong. My neck hurts. That's probably lethal cancer. It's like, oh yeah, that's nice. This is my edgy movie take on Biffo. See, but I would go for like a psychological horror. Biffo is actually just a figment of everyone's imagination. He's actually a chaos gremlin being held at bay by people's collective people's collective knowledge of him, kind of like a universal Freddy Krueger. Unless I completely got that wrong, which is entirely possible. Briffo. Oh, that's right. I was drawing. You did what? I was like, so I had a brief time where I really dug Phineas and Ferb. But the funniest thing about Phineas and Ferb to me will forever be that picture of Candace. So it was an old meme where she's kicking open the door and, Mom, holy fuck. I don't know where that came from, but that always got a laugh out of me. I kind of miss when memes were more innocent. But as always, I will say, that boy was my guy. I just really liked that boy. You see him, he sees you, and you think, hey, oh shit, what up? I think this might have been one of the most productive art streams I've had in a while. I kind of feel like I've been sort of just running my mouth and not getting anything done. It's funny how this started off as a Shape Labs thing, but I'll keep that around. I'm not going to give up on it. Digital sculpting is a hobby. Like, drawing's my hobby, but it's also something now I feel pretty, after a lot of honing it and stuff like that, I feel pretty comfortable having it be like a pastime and a bit of work. But not bad work. If you keep drawing, you do get better at it. I don't know. It's both funny and sort of sad to think, like, I think in the last 3 years I've seen more improvement with my artwork than I did for the past, like, 20 before that. Like, I don't know. I don't know if she looks angry enough here. when you sort of knuckle down just a little bit, stabilized brush. When I sketch, I use a completely. Let me see. Lizard Wizard is my sketching brush of choice. I have that set at stabilization 4. For my sketches, I like to stay very loose. I've noticed that helps me. And ever since I learned the, switch to the clear color trick, I actually have that set up as my button on my stylus, so it's very quick to go back and forth with it. But I felt like being looser worked better for me. Yeah, I mean, finding stabilization, when you kind of fine tune it, like, I have 3 separate ones here set at different stabilizations that I like to adjust because when I finally started messing with stabilization, it made such a difference in how I ink. Nah, I don't think this is coming out right. Let me try this again. There we go. I think that's a good eye. Maybe I just need to stick with the plan. Maybe that's my thing. I'm trying to hot dog it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I wish I knew more about Procreate. It's a good program. I mean, if I wasn't already so dug in, but you know what? I like having it on me. I will never have it like. I do not regret having like Procreate and Clip Studio on my iPad. Procreate, something I actually like about it is that you can actually finger paint on there. I lost my stylus a while back. I really just wanted to draw something, so I ended up finger painting. Yeah. It's a journey to find the right stabilization. You sometimes, like, I started off with a percent pretty high, and especially when I started getting a little more meticulous with my inking. Sorry, I just got a quick message. They knew it there. Well, they are helping. They are helping the world give birth to more art. They're allowed. They're allowed to be dirty. There we go. That looks a little more unhinged. That never occurred to me until now. Anytime I'd see someone say Procreate, I'm like, huh? Okay. Huh? Yeah, Procreate. You don't think it's funny? Huh? What? No, why? Tighten this up. Quite a few artists I know work solely in Procreate. It's impressive to me, but I imagine, like any program, you get a good workflow going, and if you're used to the tools, you can make magic with it. I mean, I use my iPad for literally everything. All of Adventure Ace, the kids' book, was done on the iPad. I would argue, at least for me, the iPad has been probably one of the biggest game changers for art, like, over the last decade. I worked on Adventure Ace during my lunch breaks. And it was like, it is genuinely amazing what these things can do. I use my tablet, like I'm drawing on my Wacom right now. But that's really like, this is an older Wacom. I love it. It works just fine for what I want. It was a lovely Christmas gift. And it does everything I need it to do. But it's like, if I'm drawing nowadays, I'm probably, unless I really just want to do it on my computer, like, it's funny to consider that, like, if I want to digitally paint, I really want to do it on my iPad. It processes it smoother. Like, it still has its cases of lag, but nothing compared to sometimes doing it on a computer. Yeah, I mean, the Apple Pen was such a. I mean, yeah, Jobs is kind of dumb on that one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a stylus. Giving people access to precision with stuff like this. I mean, people can do full blown animations now on their iPads. Like I have like nothing fancy, but I have done. It's incredible what the device has evolved into. Because I didn't really think about it. I would always buy like kind of crappy, like, not, they weren't bad, but they were but the technology wasn't there yet. But like the Jot. Yeah. Complicated man, that Steve Jobs. I never really followed much in the ways of tech news, so I don't really have a strong opinion about him either which way. I think I can go even weirder with the eyes. I mean, that's why, for as much as I know, I get the bad symbolism of it, but I understand what that iPad commercial people were really mad about was going for. Because it's like, oh, the idea of the commercial is that it's, packing the ability to do all these things on the tool. It's just they're using symbolism of this cold, hard, steel crushing, all the arts and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I can see how people can interpret this the other way. That's not even a stretch. That's the farthest thing from a stretch. Yeah, he was the hype man. Oh yeah, but did he wear a trench coat and wield a shotgun like Bill Gates did with Doom? Doom. Just a bit, but it's like I understand the context of the times we live in as well. And again, it doesn't help that AI is such a. I mean, that scares me about AI again is always going to be the fact that, people have a hard enough time accepting reality as is. Like, do they really need to. Jobs had the black turtleneck. I do. I was a Mac user for a while. I mean, I had a customer call me stupid once because I said that, and I was like, Jesus Christ, lady, go away. I mean, I liked the Mac for the time. I liked the PC. I think both offer their both Both offer their options. I don't know why people got to be dorks about it. I always thought the design of Mac computers was interesting. Yeah, this didn't turn out too bad. It's 8:30. Yeah, I think we can sneak in coloring it. Jeez. Yeah, I have. So one of my clients, she keeps up on the iPad, like the iPhone news. She's very phone savvy. So, and she's always asking me because I'm the tech guy now, which is great. I love it actually. But like now they have the iPhone 16e or something like that. And now they're just making more. It's bizarre. I mean, keep it simple, stupid. I think that's a philosophy more people need to understand. It's like, I don't even know what the hell iPhone I have. But I went with iPhone because I've got an iPad, and you know what? I love AirDrop. It's very handy because I can immediately transfer, like, if I don't have internet where I'm at, I have my iPad with me and I'm drawing, I can actually upload just airdropping it to my phone. Oh, God, that pissed me off so much. I went into work and I like to do my little morning doodles, and I found out that my old iPad was cracked. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm buying a new one. And I said, well, not the worst thing in the world. Jacob, you actually spared me the embarrassment of getting it, taking out my Apple Pen and not being able to use, or Apple Pencil and not being able to use it. I remember now. I believe it was you who pointed that out to me because I had to start cross-referencing. And, I was so annoyed. But yeah, it's rather frustrating in my opinion. Like how complicated they seem to want to make it. Oops, that's the wrong layer. I went with Everone. I mean, it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but I was glad because I really wanted to get back to drawing. That happened just as I was figuring out digital painting, so I was extra anxious about it. I was still able to draw on my old iPad, surprisingly, despite the cracked screen. I wouldn't advise it. I can't say I would say it's a great idea, but I was able to. Yeah, I just remember I just remember opening up my iPad and I still have no idea what caused the crack. I don't know if I dropped it, someone stepped on it, you never know. But new one's been good. New one's been handling everything I've thrown at it. Nope, I forgot to color her arm. What if I just don't want to put it anywhere there? No, I don't want my layers there, though. I still say, Jacob, you should show off Frida yelling at Emma. You are going to eat your dessert and you will like it. I'm glad Luna's hairstyle worked out. It was one of the few good things to come out of my depression. It was one of the better things to come out of that nonsense. I got depression, and all I got was this lousy hairstyle. Oh, she just used to have the same style she has on a drawer as Lunagon. It was just, the swirly pompadour. She would just keep the same style. And then I kind of grew to like her with her hair down. And I thought that'd be kind of a good way to differentiate her from her kaiju form. And plus, if I ever got her on the animated, I'd imagine, like, her hair would, like, curl up. Like, it'd almost be like a weird octopus tentacle thing, like, retracting. So it wasn't like it was some grand change, but it was kind of fun. Like, it's kind of fun to have, like, characters. It's kind of fun to have, like, different art styles or hairstyles for. I always thought that was fun in cartoons, like kind of like when they would give them different sets of clothes. Oh, I thought there was like a weird green outline there. Oops, that's wrong. Oh, that's the problem. No, I don't think I need that. Hey, Dander, how are you tonight? We are just hanging out, winding down for the night. Hope you are well. Excuse me. Nice. Good way to spend a Wednesday, just vibing. Thank you. Try not to be that guy. Sneeze snuck up on me. Sneeze got it all up in my grill. I'm not going to take advice from a rotting dowel. Get out of here. Leave! I'll take this one myself. Stand back, everybody. I will handle this bot. This one is mine. Rotting dowel. What a dorky name. What is that? What is that supposed to be? What am I supposed to feel about that? What am I supposed to feel? What? I don't know. Roddy McDowell was in. He was in Laser Blast. I don't know. Kinda sussy, if that's still a term people use. Oh, hey, Deender, check out this scary Biffo the Bear we drew. I don't know why we drew him. I don't know why I drew him. I just did, and I hate it. Cheap viewers. Yeah, I need to get to my 200 followers, so I have to suffer by playing the abomination that is a Bubsy game. Ooh, I'm glad to know. I'll take it off the screen now. We made a Three Stooges analog horror. For whatever reason, we made a Three Stooges analog horror monster, the Stooge. And that's its back. It's Shemp. It slaps you, and then throughout your day, you become more Stooge-like. And then Luna gone, someone was talking dumb, so she's giving him the thumb. The monkeys, he was. And then we drew Gorosaurus, drop kicking Gabra right in his dumb back. Just Gabra going, Dolph! Dolph! Ball! You can hear all, like, I imagine if this was a cartoon, it would go real slow-mo, and it'd be like, Urgh! And he would fall into the same mountain from 4 different angles or something. Like, it would just rapid fire switch between angles of him hitting the ground. Luna screaming at somebody, you did what? All right, it snuck up on me. I forgot what the last one was. If you guys don't hear from me, you know why. It was probably Biffo. This is our creepypasta story. I'm gonna record a bunch of VHS videos I'm gonna record a bunch of VHSs of me describing the horrors I'm going through with Biffo haunting my every waking moment. Why did I choose VHS? Well, I wanted to be obtuse, and that's when it cuts out. You did what? Cool. I guess the layers work there. There we go. Excuse me. Weather's all weird here because, of course, it's nice now for a day. I'm sure we'll have some snowstorms coming soon. I don't know if I like that background. Let's adjust it a bit. I'll kick your ass. There, Hank did kick Jimmy Richards' ass. Literally, that was. Jimmy Richard, one of my favorite, just dumbest characters imaginable. That's who I think Gabra is. If we had to compare King of the Hill characters to Kaiju, Jimmy Richard is Gabra. There is no argument. Yes, yes, because Bill screwed it up because he was so obsessed with getting a stain off the back of the windshield. He had to go in, and it weighed Boomhauer down. But he got in because I believe Hank called Dale Earnhardt Jr. to crash, and I think it was Dale Earnhardt, and as the car, somebody hear, "Daddy!" I am assuming they were not fans of Dale Earnhardt Jr. That was what I gleaned from them, because yeah, you work for Jimmy, you work for me. I'm the boss. You owe me this many. Yeah, they were not kind to Dale Earnhardt Jr. on that show. I don't know much about NASCAR, so I can't really say much. That's how Boomhauer gets to drive. Actually, one of my favorite bits from that episode is when everyone's got their job. Dale, hold this bucket of sand and don't let a single drop fall out. They go to work on the car. They're working on the car, being the pit crew. Hank, what did I do? Ooh. That's scary. I don't know. I wonder if that was they were raping for. I wonder if that was the reference they were going for. Ooh. I tell you, I mean, NASCAR is not for me, but I know it's dangerous as hell. Nah, I think that's it. Ooh. Who was the... what software company was it where the owner, had, a Ferrari or something, and it, got split in half or something. Oh, God. It was on LGR. It was an LGR Tech Tales. I can't remember what it was, but I might have to go search for that later. But it was some software developer whose Corvette or Ferrari or whatever. You know the crash. I kind of figured you would, Ender. You're like a repository of this knowledge. Yes, the Ferrari Enzo crash. I forget who the driver was, but I believe he was involved in some sort of software. It wasn't the screensavers, was it? The After Dark screensavers? Alright, hold up. We're going to look that up before we call it for the night. I'm looking that up real quick. Oh no, that's the guy who ran Gizmondo. Yeah. Bo Stefan Eriksson, who was the creator of Gizmondo. It was a real awful, real terrible handheld system that was just bad. The N-Gage was terrible. The Gizmondo, I think, was... The Gizmondo was just not good. You could play, they had Duke Nukem on there, I think. Yeah, just a funny circumstance of the owner being sort of related to something bizarre. I remember wanting a Gizmondo. Just not a smart, just not a good idea. I'm glad I never got one. All right, everybody. I'm going to sign this, and I think... Actually, I'm going to tweak one little thing. I think that's going to be it for the night. Thank you for joining me, everybody, to Ender. Always a pleasure, even if just for a little bit. Oh, wait. One last thing. Thank you all for coming by. This is a good time. We got some nightmare fuel. We got some nightmare fuel. We got some silliness. You know, we got a lot of fun. I hope this doesn't haunt your dream. It's pleasant dreams, everybody. Bon nuit. Bon nuit to you all. But no, seriously, I hope everyone has a great night. I'm probably going to be on schedule for Sunday like always, or if I end up doing another cooperative stream. Have a good night, everybody, and have a good rest of your week.